mercy door, Father, open thy mercy door. Open thy mercy door, Father, open thy mercy door, because we belong to you, we belong to you, never cast us out, open thy mercy door. Don't let us go in vain, Father, don't let us go in vain. Don't let us go in vain, Father, don't let us go in vain, because we belong to you, we belong to you, never cast us out, don't let us go in vain. Amen. So, we see what happened to Jesus, who was raised from the dead. We celebrated the resurrection on Sunday. And the passage concerns what he did before he was finally taken up to heaven. So this passage concerns these two disciples. They were going to a village called Emmaus, which was about 7 miles from Jerusalem. And they were talking about all the things that happened. The resurrection, the crucifixion of the Lord Jesus Christ. So as they were talking, while they communed together and reasoned, Jesus drew near and went with them. What caused that to happen? These disciples were concerned about the events of the past few days. They did not understand it. Their hearts were searching for answers. They were asking, how could Jesus, Lord and Master, be killed like that? He didn't do anything wrong. How could that happen? How could God have, I'm sure they were asking lots of questions. And Jesus came to answer their queries. So what I want to tell you, whenever your heart is burning for answers, and you're genuinely seeking answers, God will give you the answers you are looking for. So for those who truly seek Him, they will be found by Him. He will find them. So if you truly seek me, you will find me. If you truly search for me, you will find me. So they were searching for answers. Their Lord and Master had been taken away from them in a brutal manner. And they were searching for answers, they wanted to know why. And but when Jesus joined them, said their eyes were holding and they should not know Him. Why did that happen? In other words, why did Jesus shut their eyes that they wouldn't recognize Him? Because had He revealed Himself to them at that time, then all what He taught them, they would have known. They would have so excited, He would have been able to teach them anything. But Jesus waited till He had taught them about why He died, so they would have deep understanding. That was why He just allowed them to recognize Him. So God is in control of every one of our lives. It's not our own, and God can do anything He wants. See, it was Jesus with them, but it wasn't the Jesus they knew. Probably took another form, but they was prevented from recognizing Him because their questions had not been answered. And Jesus knew that was why He came. He really came in response to their unanswered questions, in response to their prayers, in response to their searching. Just like when we pray to God, in a deep heart of petition, God always comes near us and gives us the answers. How many times have you and I been thinking about something so deeply, and when we sleep, we find the answers? Or something happens and say, oh, that's what I was thinking about. God is closer to us than we think. We think that, oh, God is in heaven. No. The Bible says He's next to us, even close to our mouths. I remember the servant of Abraham who was sent to get a wife for his son Isaac, and he prayed to God that God lead me. This is the sign I want. If I find the right woman, I don't know anybody here. I don't know who to pick, but this is the sign I want. If I pick, if you ask a damsel and he tells me I'll drink and give you water and also give water to your donkeys, that would be the person. Even before he finished that prayer, Rachel appeared and gave that same answer he asked for. So don't think God is far away in heaven. He's next to us. When our hearts search, God is a spirit. When our hearts really search for Him, He's here immediately to ourselves. You don't have to wait for anything. He's always close to us. So their eyes were holding that they should not know Him. Jesus came in response to their searching, in response to their query, in response to their petition. Just like when we truly pray earnestly before God, God shows up to answer our prayers. Let's go to John 20, verse 14.
John 20.
Verse 14. So whenever you pray, always believe. God says, when you pray, believe that you have received. Always believe that God will show up to answer your prayers. Don't think God is millions of miles away and I can hear you. No. God hears us. He even here where God is here. He said, where 12 we are gathered in His name, that He's there in that midst. That means God is here with us. Because there are 3 of us here. God is here with us. Well, John 20:14.
John 20:14.
Yes.
Now when she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, and did not know that it was Jesus.
Says how Mary Magdalene went to the tomb of Jesus. She did not know even Jesus was standing until he called her by name, and then suddenly she. So God can allow you to see what He wants you to see. If He doesn't allow you to see it, there's no way you can see it, because He's the one that controls everything. So he asked them, what kind of communication are these that you have one to another as you walk and are sad? You see, they were sad. Their hearts were broken. Their master had been cruelly taken away from them, and they were searching for answers from God. And it was a response to that prayer that God sent our Lord Jesus Christ. He said, and I sad. And one of them said, his name was Philip, said, are you a stranger in Jerusalem? And don't you know what is one of the Passover days? And he asked them, what things? When God is asking you questions, it's not that He doesn't know the answers already. He's just asking you to get what is in your mind, that's all. He already, like when He asked Adam, where is your wife in the garden? He knew what had happened. He knew Adam had sinned. He knew that he disobeyed Him. God doesn't ask all questions because He doesn't know the answers. It's only science. He knows everything. Before He asks you a question, He already knows the answers. Said what things, and then they began to tell Him concerning Jesus of Nazareth, who was a prophet, mighty indeed and in word before God and all the people. That's a very important qualification of Jesus. Not that He was a prophet, but the fact that He was mighty indeed and in word. That means not only did He perform miracles, He also taught the word of God perfectly. This is how we should describe all of us, both in our actions and in the word. Remember when they were serving the widows, the book of Acts, and they came to Peter and said some widows were gone wrongly because they were not being served. Peter said, well, we cannot leave the ministry of the word, serving tables. It's the most important ministry, the word of God is the most important. Even God said that I raised my word above my name. So the word of God is forever established. And so that how the chief priests and elders delivered Him to be condemned to death and have crucified Him. So they were telling Jesus all these things. They didn't know that the person who was crucified was the one before them. So, but we trusted now, listen, we trusted that it had been He who should have redeemed Israel. And said all this, today is the 3rd day since these things were done. So this was their main issue. They had thought that Jesus was going to take them from the hands of the Romans who were ruling them and free them. That was what they thought. But God had other plans. So man proposes, God disposes. That was their main disappointment, that this is a Messiah, the person we're looking to take us out of this colonial masters, to make us a new nation ourselves. And they've killed Him. So they're truly disappointed, very sad. Let's go to Acts 1 and verse 6. Verse 6, yeah. But we trust that it had been He who should have redeemed Israel. He's still going to redeem Israel, but not just at that time. There were things in terms of the flesh, there were things of the spirits. That's why when they said, it's King of the Jews, the chief priest said, no, don't put King of the Jews. Go on. Yeah.
Therefore, when they had come together,
Mm.
they asked him, saying, Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom to Israel?
Mm-hmm. So yes, and certain women also of the company, as Mary Magdalene, made us astonished, which were the grave, earlier the graveyard, and when the tomb rather. When they found out his body, they came saying that they had also seen a vision of angels who told them that he was alive. At that time, they had not seen Jesus. Mary had not seen Jesus. The angels said, go and tell his followers and apostles that he is risen, he's not here. And as he said, he will find him in Galilee. That was the message given to Mary. And she rushed to tell the apostles, of course, and they didn't believe her. You see? So that was even more surprising than he's bad enough that he was crucified, and now this man said they saw an angel at his tomb, who said he was alive, and his body was not there. So it was a big mystery to them. So many questions they couldn't answer. And that's why Jesus came to them to answer the question. Their souls were burning very heavy. So, and certain of them, the apostles Peter and John, went to the tomb and they found it even so as the women had said, but him they saw not. That was the confounded testimony of Mary that Jesus' body was not there. So that was even more astonishing. Where is the body of our Lord and Master Jesus? Is it true that he's truly alive? Would someone have taken his body? So after they said all that, Jesus said, "O fools and slow of hearts, to believe all the prophets have spoken." Right away there, Jesus was saying that if they had read the scriptures, they would have known that what happened with Jesus was this that was supposed to have happened. And he asked the big question, ought not Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? This is a question I asked them. Ought not. That was, if you read the scripture, you would have known that Christ would have had to suffer before he entered his glory. How many people today want to suffer before they get the glory? Nobody. I can't see anybody raise up their hands. Everyone wants to enter into the glory. They buy their private jets, buy their messages, whatever, without going through any suffering. This is the way the world thinks. Join the cults, do ritual killing, sudden money, buy a big house. I saw on WhatsApp media today of this Ghanaian pastor, and he was taking journalists around his house, showing them all his cars. Young man, I don't think he's even 40 years. Had a Rolls Royce, Mercedes Benz, all the in fact, I had 2 Rolls Royces. All the most expensive cars in the world, they were there, packed around 10 of them in his house. I was showing them, boasting about them, saying this is, even had a motorcycle, telling the journalists, showing off. I'm thinking to myself, is this really a man of God? When they're all, I guess, outside his house, people who are begging for food. He had a huge mansion. See? What did he suffer to get us? So it shows what we are supposed to do as children of God. If we want to enter God's glory, the Bible says that we must go through many trials before we enter the kingdom of heaven. And anybody who will lead a godly life will suffer persecution. There is no glory without the cross. Don't anybody deceive you. If anybody tells you you don't have to suffer, don't listen to them. That's a perverted doctrine. If Christ had to suffer, definitely we are his followers, we will have to experience part of that. Let's go to Acts 17 verse 3. 1 Peter 1:11. Acts 17 verse 3. 1 Peter 1:11. Ought not Christ to have suffered these things before entering his glory? See? Before entering his glory. Christ suffered before entering his glory, before his name was given above every name. There's no way. Moses suffered 40 years back in the wilderness before God called him to lead his people. Joseph suffered 13 years as a slave, as a prisoner, before God promoted continue. Go on.
1 Peter 1:11.
Yeah.
Searching what manner of time
Mm-hmm.
the Spirit of Christ, who was in them, was indicating when he testified beforehand the sufferings of Christ and the glory that will follow.
Yes. Sufferings of Christ and the glory that will follow. See, it's a package deal. You can't have one without the other. If you want the glory, you must go through the cross, which means the death to your flesh. If you go through the cross, you will get the glory. That means that your sufferings are not in vain. That's a comforting thing. If you've been through the ringer, if you've been through the cross, then you can expect the glory to come after that. Go on, read the other passage.
Explaining and demonstrating that Christ had to suffer
Hmm?
and rise again from the dead,
Hmm?
and saying, this Jesus whom I preach to you
Hmm?
is the Christ.
Yes. This Jesus is the Christ. He had to suffer before he entered his glory. So this is a very important point for all of us, because today nobody wants to suffer for anything. Everybody wants to get the glory, get the fame, get the wealth. You know, nobody preaches anything about suffering. That is a perverted doctrine. We must suffer if we want to get glory, especially in Christ Jesus. We must not avoid. The Bible says, despise not the chastening of the Lord. In whom the Lord loves chastened, despite all the tribulations. Rejoice at the tribulations, because the tribulations give you faith and patience. You know? So, that's a very important message by itself. And see what, after he told them that, then he began from Moses and all the prophets. And that was Daniel, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Nehemiah, Samuel, all those prophets. He now began to explain to them all what had been written about him. In other words, Jesus is in every book of the Old Testament. So he now began to tell them, starting from Moses, even from Genesis, he's been there. Of course, we know that the lamb that was killed in place of Isaac was symbolic of our Lord Jesus Christ. You know? He took them through the scriptures, explaining to them, answering their questions, giving them rest because their hearts were burning. And all the things concerning him. So anybody who says that we need to become a Christian, they're a bit foolish. There's none like that. Jesus has been from the beginning of the Bible to the end. So don't say, the New Testament, all this. No. If you're a true Christian, the whole Bible belongs to you. Jesus is in every book of the Bible. So as they went in the village of Emmaus, and he made as if he would have gone further. Please note, it's always a test, isn't it? Just like when the disciples were on the boat and they're about to sink, and Jesus was going to walk by them, and they not cried out. And he had answered their question and given them peace, and they were going to lodge him for the night. And he made as if he was going to go further and see what happened. He said, but they constrained him. This is hospitality. He said, no, it's too late. How can you go at this time? Nobody's going to sleep. No, stay with us for the night. And the morning you can go on your way. Just like Abraham invited those 3 angels to come to his house. And through that, he received the promise of a child, Isaac, because he showed hospitality to God and pity that went to his time. So God said, let's know something here. And we need to show hospitality. The text, suppose they said, oh, well, that's it, we don't know him anyway. He would not have revealed himself to them. They would not have had that grace of seeing Jesus again. They would have lost that opportunity. So, but they constrained him. Constraint is a very strong word. It means they forced him. Say, no, please. If you go, you will offend us. You've been so good to us, you answered our questions. We are so happy. You made us so happy. How can you not do us? Just stay with us for the night. We have a room, abide with us for the towards evening, and the day's fast spent. And he went into tarry with them. Jesus is waiting for you and I to open our hearts to him, to open our doors to him, to open our homes to him. He's walking by. He's looking, who will open the door for me as I knock on Who will open? Many will say, who? Oh, me, I can't get to my bed. Who? No, I don't go. Let them go. You know. I will say, I'm home with my children in bed. I can't get up. Who will get up and open the door for Jesus? Like what Revelation says that, behold, I knock on the door. He who opens for Revelations will come in. I am my Father, and will sup with him. Revelation 3 verse 20. You see, those people opened their doors to him. They showed hospitality to Jesus. That's why he went in with them. You see, that is why. Because they showed hospitality with him, to him. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him, I will sup with him, that means eat with him, and he with me. See? Are you open your heart to Jesus tonight? Or are you just closed to him completely? So, when they invited him to eat and they began to eat, he took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to them. This is what happened at the Last Supper. So they were familiar with that because that was always what he did. Because they always ate in the same dish, the same bowl. So he would break the bread, bless it, and give it to them. It also tells us that we must always pray on our food before you eat it. If you just would do this, bless the food, bread, you and I have no excuse of not praying on our food. Don't just start eating food. No. As a child of God, always pray on your food, sanctify it. Thank God for it before you eat it. See, Jesus, he didn't just take the bread and he ate it. No. He blessed it and he gave it out. See? And once he did, their eyes were opened and they knew him and he vanished out of their sights. Said what did not our hearts burn within us while they talked with us by the way, while they opened up to us the scriptures? And they rose up the same hour. Now they were excited. They were no longer tired. And they returned to Jerusalem and found the 11 gathered together, and then they were with them. So amongst the 11, Judas was still there. Oh no, Judas couldn't be there because he would have gone to kill himself. The 11 remained except Judas. Saying the Lord is risen indeed, and appeared to Simon. And they told them what things that were done in the way, and how it was known to them in bread of bread. So the glorified body of Jesus could disappear at will. Just like if you and I have the same body, can go through walls, can disappear at will. He only revealed himself to them because of their spirituality. And you see the transformation. People who have been tired, they had the energy to walk another 7 miles to Jerusalem again in the dark of the night because they were so filled with joy. That, our Lord is alive. We saw him. He came to our house. He broke bread with us. You know? So we thank God for this revelation. We learn many things here that when we truly seek God, we will be found by him. A desperate heart always gets God's attention. You see? A desperate heart, a fervent prayer for the godly always gets God's attention. And God will always answer our questions. When our hearts are heavy and burning, he will come near us, he will comfort us, he will guide us.